What up, y'all? KeaToSuccess here, back with another video. I'm gonna tell y'all about the first time I got a level 3 inspection, getting pulled in by DOT and getting put out of service. Before I get into all that, y'all already know what the deal is. I need y'all to like, comment, subscribe to the video. I appreciate it. I need to get it pushed out to the algorithm so more people can see and learn from mistakes I've had or what I've just learned, and I'm just trying to dish out the information. So I'm trying to put y'all on game. So please like, comment, and share. Secondly, I need y'all to follow my socials. Follow my Instagram, keaaustin, and my TikTok, KeaToSuccess. Y'all already know we out here. But yeah, let's get into it. So got my paper here. This happened about in July, so late on the video, but we gonna go over it. So y'all can see here, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 violations. They did a full level 3. So if y'all don't know, level 3 is where they pretty much take you in, normally inside their little what do you want to call it, into the area inside the garage or whatever, and they look at your truck from front all the way to the back, engine compartment, underneath, every single little thing on your truck or trailer. Everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. All right, so repeat that, or remember that, my bad. So that's level 3. Level 2, it's not as in-depth. I'm not going to speak 100% on that because I never had that one, but obviously, again, it's going to be less than the level 3. So level 2 is probably still in-depth. They're probably not going to do all the way back to the trailer, I'm going to assume, but they're still going to check the front, the tractor. So then we got level 1. Level 1, just a walk around visual. They're not going to open your hood, check in there, or nothing like that. They're just going to walk around, make sure they don't hear anything, see anything noticeable, check your tire pressure, stuff like that. So for y'all don't know, there y'all go. So this is my first ever level 3. I've had one level 1 or 2 level 1s. I've had one, yeah, I've had one. Prior to this, I had another one later, but we're gonna get into that if y'all want another video. But yeah, so I'm in California, coming up from San Diego, and I'm going through that way station that's in between I think Temecula and coming up towards into LA County or Ontario, Rancho Cucamonga area. I forget that's off of they call it Rainbow, the Rainbow Station. Where highway is this off of? I-15. Okay, yep. Yeah, I-15, San Diego, going up towards Temecula. Yeah, so you know, I'm driving, scale's open. I'm like, all right, whatever, got to pull in. I'm not worried. To what I started off the day, as far as what I knew, visually, audibly, had no issues. So I pulled through, go through the scale. They got me rolling across, and I'm pretty sure I'm in the far left, or farther away from them, or at least in the middle. I roll through, go over the scale, then I get an arrow, or I get to stop because I was on the phone. I wasn't paying attention 100%. I wasn't expecting it. I had to roll down my windows just to hear real quick. So yeah, if you're rolling through the scale, definitely roll down your windows just in case they're basically speaking to you through the microphone. So I end up stopping. They're telling me to go around the area and pull up to the first overhead door. So I go do that. I pull in, and they open the door. I pull in, and he's like, I think they started off with like, yeah, you we're gonna do a level 3 inspection. Basically, we pulled you in here because we heard an air leak, and I said they're like, I didn't hear no air leak, as far as I know of. And I'm sitting here thinking, even if you did, it's like you got all these trucks. We're on a major highway. The reefers, I got the reefer that's on, so it's just like, did y'all really hear that? Especially through a microphone, more than likely, because I know I don't. As far as I could tell, y'all didn't have any windows open, but I don't know. But besides the point, they could pretty much pull you in and do this whenever they want, to my knowledge. So yeah, there's like, oh, we're gonna do a level 3. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I'm not too worried or whatever. I'm just kind of irritated, so just like wasting my time. The dude was pretty cool. I'm not, shit, not knocking him. He doing his job, so is what it is. Yeah, so he goes through, checks underneath, checks my signals, checks, all that stuff. Like I said, level 3, they're checking everything. They're checking your turn signals, left, right, hazards, brakes, all that. They're checking every single thing. It's all the stuff that you need 100% do on your inspection before you leave. So I think he first goes through. He's like, I forgot about that. I think, or also the other thing they wanted to kind of hit me on too is, they couldn't see my signs. I don't, whatever. I'm like, there. I don't even say it's a dark blue truck. I mean, y'all seen the picture, seen the video. I mean, it's not light blue, but it's not dark. But I had black signs, and they have to be visible from I think 100 feet, or it says 50 feet here, so 50 feet. So me, I'm young. I'm 25, I think, whatever, somewhere around there. At this point, the numbers don't matter, but I'm 25, and I'm like, I take a step back and like, walk about 50 feet. I'm like, I can see it. It's not hard. Now I walk back 100 feet. I'm like, okay, maybe it's a little hard. But I'm like, from where they were and where we were, it definitely was no more than 100 feet. Probably 50 feet. But I'm like, whatever. That's basically the trailer length and back, type of thing. Because I got 53 foot. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I can fix that. So we started in the beginning. He's like, oh, your low, I think your low beam light is off. I'm like, yeah, I know. I need to. There's a shortage. I need to get some tape and tape it up. So that's what I did. I taped it up. Because for whatever reason, hitting bumps, I had to put some electrical tape around there, tighten it up. Or I might need a new harness. But ever since then, I haven't had any issue. And then I think they end up, he rolls, he's like, yeah, you got a lot of oil leaking here. I'm like, yeah, I don't think it's oil. And at the time, I just found out that I need what is it, fuel injector, not the filter, the gaskets on the fuel injectors were leaking diesel. Not crazy, but just enough. As far as that, I knew at the time. So they put me down for, it's not an out of service. So the signs aren't out of service. The lamp is not out of service, or the headlight, and also the oil leaking is not from out of service. But they noted that, just to make, I guess, matters worse for me in the long run. So he rolls back. He's like, yeah, you got an air leak coming from your third axle relay. That I can tell. And also your airbag is lower than normal. So that's 2 out of services right there. And then the third one is on my trailer. And my trailer tire on the passenger side was less than 50% air. So those are my 3 out of service. When they put me out of service, I'm like, as far as I know, none of this was noticeable besides the obviously my signs, the low light beam, which it was working before I left, and I did know about the leaks, but I didn't think it was that bad, and also I was working on getting that fixed, so whatever. But the air leak definitely did not. They said this is making a noise. They ended up, had me turning the engine on because obviously had to build up the air again, or whatever you want to call it. They had me do the air, what is it, the brake test, the air leaks and alarms test. If y'all don't remember that, when you get your CDL, you got to do that when you're taking your driver's test. But had me do all those tests. I would say, yeah, I failed it. But my pressure wouldn't go no lower than, I think, like 80 psi. So that's where it kind of stopped. And also it took a minute before it did low. So he didn't really look in all to it. I know you're supposed to, if you lose more than 3 or 4 psi in a minute, you got a leak basically. So he basically said that, because also I forgot to mention, when they have you pull into the garage, they have you you pull in, they may take you stop, but you don't set your brakes because they want to make sure, they want to see. So you don't set your brakes or anything like that. I'm sorry, got a bug in here. But yeah, so you don't set your brakes when you pull inside the overhead door. So those are my 3 out of services they got me for. I think the bag was bad due to the air leaking, so that was causing that. Because once basically whatever, they put me out of service. Let me go back, rewind. So they do all that, put me out of service, take me out, and go park me on the outside of the building. They gave me a list of numbers. I don't know, I just happened to call one dude, A plus services, and a shout out to him, Alonzo, the guy. So if you're ever in that area, he's in the what is it called, Oceanside. He stays in Oceanside. He's that's his own little business. He only does it. So yeah, he's cool ass dude. I appreciate him coming out and help me. We had a good conversation, telling me a lot. I was trying to give him some tips because he was talking about, because I asked him, how's it out here, living wise? He's like, man, it's expensive and they tax you. I'm like, oh, yeah, I know. I just wanted to, me personally, I do want to end up living here, but that's a little ways away. But if I can accelerate, it's gonna happen. But besides the point, he's just telling me about that. He's telling me about life, and I'm telling him about my life and stuff. Teaching me stuff about some of the trucks and whatnot. But he gets me that part, because he ended up looking real quick. So he swapped that part out, fixed my tire, patched the tire up for me, and got me up out of there. It ended up costing me like $1,000. I think it was like $800, but I'm rounding up. $1,000. I think I was there for about 3, maybe 4 hours, because I know I was late to my appointment. I don't think I ended up being able to make it. I had to wait until the morning. I think it was my second to last stop or something like that. So I was close to being done. But yeah, that's how I got put out of service. So as y'all can see, you see OOS. Yeah, you see NNYY. You see the bolded ones. Those are the out of services. So hopefully that kind of focuses there for y'all. Yeah, so that's my out of service experience, getting for my first level 3. Wasn't bad, it just kind of sucked, obviously spending the money. And then what really sucked is, when I got back, talked to my company, and I'm like, yo, I got put out of service, blah blah blah. My safety manager is like, she's mad, she's real mad. At least as far as I could tell. And I'm like, dang. Whew. Like, whatever. She's like, Keanu, this is bad. This is not good. I'm like, yeah, I know. Kind of agreeing. Like I said, I tried to explain to her, like, I definitely didn't hear an air leak. I did hear it when we were in the garage, but again, it's quiet and it's by itself. But definitely didn't hear it on the road or outside anywhere else. Same thing with the tire. It looked fine. I ended up running over like a drill bit or something, and it was stuck in there. So I didn't audibly hear any leak, and I didn't see it. Checking over, because I do my inspections every day, and probably multiple times a day. I just look over the truck whenever I'm stopped off at a stop and I'm waiting around. I get out, just visually look, check over everything. And yeah, so I didn't catch that. So, but basically from my first stop or whatever I was coming from, I ended up losing a lot of air, so it was leaking a lot, like about 45 minutes to an hour. But yeah, I ended up suspending me for a week, which was a good thing, bad thing, because I was planning to take off anyways at some point. I think it was July, end of July, ended up taking off or being suspended, because they did have me end up doing another run before they suspended me, at their convenience, because I'm leased on to them. So basically had to do them a favor and then take my time off. Whatever, it is what it is. Not gonna get into that, but this is why at some point. No, I'm not even gonna say that. But yeah, so I got suspended for a week. Then that's when I did my first run out to New York. Yeah, New Jersey, not New York, New Jersey, to the East Coast. Then hop back on the West. That's what I normally do. But yeah, that's my experience doing with DOT in California. Right there, y'all, CHP. And yeah, it wasn't a fun experience. Definitely, guys, do your inspection. Always visually look over your truck and just pay as close attention as you can, because some things are also 100% preventable. I definitely could have caught the tire if it I don't know if it happened before when I left or whatever the case is. I could have caught it, maybe not. Same thing with like I said, the airbag. I think it was cause of that, because once he fixed that, the airbag was fine. Yeah, he fixed it. They pulled in, inspected it again, checked over everything, and then got me out of there. But yeah, just y'all do your inspections. Do your beginning of the day before you leave, end of the day, and then even in between your stops. Just check your truck. Doing that can mean saving your life, saving your job, and saving someone's life most importantly. So, because when you're out on this road, me personally, I don't want to take a life. I'll tip this truck over and take my own life before I go do that, before I take someone else's life. So, that's just me. But within that case, man, again, appreciate y'all listening. Again, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if y'all want to hear about part 2, because I put out a service again 2 weeks later. So that was fun. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all thought. Again, check me out on my socials, keaaustin, KeaToSuccess. And that's it. And you already know what it is. KeaToSuccess out. Deuces.